Coach, when you look at the Suns and obviously no Devin, Cam Johnson's out, playing them again, what do you see with them even just as of late with the bodies that have been out for them?
Well coached. They play very hard. They have a great system. So, what they do defensively, the way they compete and their switching and their rim protection from Ayton, and then offensively, with Chris Paul and everyone else, they have a great system that they run on the offensive end, and so they execute well versus different coverages, and so we got to do a great job, taking away their actions and then being ready to adjust.
Joe, Marcus had said a couple of days ago he was kind of weighing whether to come back before the All-Star break or just kind of use that to get some extra rest. Any indication yet on which way you're kind of leaning on that and whether he could come back? None yet. And then, obviously trade deadline less than a week away. Other coaches kind of go back and forth with GMs talking during times like these. What's kind of the relationship you've built with Brad through the season so far on terms of conversations on roster stuff? I know you made a trade already.
I didn't make a trade.
The team.
Yes.
But
I'm the interim head coach. He's the general manager. That's the relationship that we have.
Joe, how do you, as a coach, and both with your staff and with the conversation with the players, how do you prepare for a game when you know the team on the other side is going to have some extra motivation, given how the last game between the two of you unfolded?
I mean, we can't go into a game knowing what the other team's motivation is. So we got to, have an awareness of that, but we also got to know what our job is and focus on what we have to do. And so I think that's where, our focus is really just building off what we did last game from the standpoint of, the proactiveness that we had on both ends of the floor, the detailed that we had on both ends of the floor, and then just the way we executed on both ends of the floor. So you can't control other teams' motivation. You can be aware of it, but, at the end of the day, we have to be motivated to do the things, we're supposed to do.
Jason said after the last game, when you beat Phoenix in Phoenix, obviously so resoundingly, your message to them resonated, basically saying, look, it's going to get harder. You got to show humility. And then like the OKC game was like an affirmation of that. What was kind of your approach in those situations to make sure they didn't get too high
or too low in that game? I think it's just building an awareness. I think our team, when you're trying to play at a sustained level of basketball for a long period of time, it's very, very hard. That was my message. And so with that comes moments of heightened alertness, moments of, you have to have a short-term memory, and then moments of really understanding what your environment is and knowing what our responsibility is to playing a sustained level of basketball for a long period of time. And so it's very, very hard to do that. Our guys do a great job of balancing that. And that's kind of been the message, is like along this path of us trying to play really, really good basketball for a long period of time, can we be proactive in our mindset and our motivation to be aggressive, and to not let other teams, be more aggressive than we are, be proactive and just have like a freedom of playing on both ends. So I think, our guys have done a good job of that.
And this morning, Jalen had a similar reaction as you did to being part of the All-Star game. What do you think about him being selected as a reserve?
Yeah, I mean, it's both, right? Like, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for it individually. It's something that people work hard for, and I think in this game, you have to, promote, work ethic. You have to promote professionalism. You have to promote the guys that show up every day and bring it like Jason and Jalen do. And at the same time, you have to understand that it's not just about you. Both those guys got All-Star. We're coaching the All-Star because of each other and the team that we have and the people that we have, and they do a great job of that balance, of understanding both of those things.
Joe, are you planning on playing Giannis 48 minutes during the All-Star game?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to confirm that. How do you keep the guys motivated, knowing that break is coming and that guys are tired and fighting injuries, and it could be kind of that itis, but how do you kind of keep the guys motivated with like 10 days left?
I don't really believe in motivation. I believe in, the discipline, the execution, the effort, the things that you're supposed to do every single day. And so I think it's more about what are we focused on. And so, we have to be focused on our opponent. We have to be focused on the next game. We have to be focused on the next thing that we're supposed to do. I think motivation is something that wanes regardless of your control or not, and then you have to make a choice if you're going to do it, regardless of how you feel. And so that's something our guys do a good job at the majority of the time. So I think it's more about that. Like, we just got to maintain our focus on what's most important right now.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.